Hello and welcome. In the previous video, we have seen how to use compensation events in your process and what are the uses of using that, right? In this video, let's understand escalation events. Escalation events in PAM generally, as the name suggests, if you want to escalate certain situations in your process, like if a certain task has to be completed within so and so time and it's not done, then you may raise an escalation to your higher manager so that they will take action on top of that. So you have two ways to define your escalation. One using your non-interrupting escalation, other is interrupting escalation. So you won't see non-interrupting type of events just like here. As you can see, this is a dotted one and this is non-dotted one. The way you do that is only certain events have that capability to become non-interrupting. So when you click on this, or go to properties section, in the implementation section, if you choose cancel activity, that means it is an interrupting one, so it turns back to the interrupting one. If you uncheck this, it is a non-interrupting one. So what we are saying is that when this particular escalation is invoked, don't abort this process or task or the whole. This is a sub process, right? We are asking not to abort the sub process. If it's a task, we are saying don't abort it. So it's like an exception path. You still want the task to be completed by someone post escalation, right? So that's why you will use this kind of non-interrupting escalation events. And I have also used interrupting one. So in the end, if the task has not been taken care by the concerned team, you may want to abort this instance, right? In that case, then you will use this kind of event. You may notice that sub-process, just like any other process, can post that escalation signals outside its boundary. Here we are posting the signal and we are asking this particular instance to be terminated. And we are saying this is a terminate end type of signal. So it is going to send an escalation signal to this particular node, which will abort this particular process and then go to this task, and finally aborts the entire process. So this is something which we kept outside this particular sub-process. So we are asking that we don't want to complete even this task because certain SLA hasn't been met. Due to that, we want to abort this entire process. So if you want to do such kind of things, you may choose to use escalation type of events. Again, the configuration is straightforward. You just click in the implementation section, you create a code, and then matching code will be thrown from here. So this particular event is an intermediate escalation. We are posting it to this non-interrupting one. Once that is done, if the escalated task is completed, however you feel that it is not up to the mark or it's too late to even proceed further, then you are aborting the instance. Here this will send signal to this particular interrupting event, and finally it will abort the entire process. Let's see this in action. I'm gonna save this. Let me build this, deploy. So once that's done, let's see in the definition section in the escalation process. This is the diagram we want to see. So when I start the process, it will start here, goes to the sub-process, and then you might see that I have used an exclusive gateway here. So I have kept this condition to true and this to false, so it always go to this side. I just used return true in the script, and then this escalation will be triggered, and therefore this will complete. As this is a normal script task, it will be completed, and you will see an escalated task coming up. So let's start that. So if you see in the diagram, as expected, it went here. It got non-interrupting escalation here. So it went here. Now you have escalated task where after post escalation, now the user or the concerned support team came and they have worked upon that task, right? Let's complete that. Now that it's completed, filter it with the completed events. Here you see the escalation process here. And if I click the diagram, you see that this time it went to the interrupting escalation event and it terminated this process. So it did not proceed this step. So it's no point to do this process further. You thought that and you finally aborted this entire or completed this instance. So this way you may use an escalation type of events in your process. If you have certain scenarios where you want the escalation to be done and you still want the task to be available, then you use a non-interrupting type of event. If you want the entire process to be aborted, then you can use this interrupting boundary event.